Why do you think people have a hard time to acknowledge this? I know there's levels of professionalism, personal, whatnot, but mental health, being burnt out, and just sharing with people, you know, have to identify it. You have to name it.
Mhm.
Why do you think people don't do that more often?
More times than not, it's probably just not being able to listen to themselves, to
Yeah.
actually notice the signals,
It's
right?
you're
Like
looking
maybe
inward. I like
you've
that. Yeah.
gotten over a cold recently, or
Yeah.
you've battled some injury in the past, right? And you think it's just maybe residue or a similar reaction, right? And you're not fully there. You're not fully in tune with your body. So that's where meditation, yoga, practices like that, getting more in touch with yourself really helps in that capacity, I've seen. And then, it's discipline as well, too. You're just not even focusing on what you should be focusing on. You're just tuning out everything else around you. So yeah, it comes down to fatigue is not all exhaustion is burnout too. Sometimes it's misalignment too. So let's bring that into the fold as well too. It's fatigue improves with rest, burnout does not. And
Yeah.
that's
And, yeah, I love what you said too. And, things that I always think about, right? Like, how do I get past it? Like, what is my process to, let's just call it recovering, right?
Mhm.
Because let's just say recovering is, I don't know, rarely talking about the long vacation, right? People always say that I need a vacation from the vacation, right? It's about restructuring how we interact with our responsibilities, I think, right? I think, we need to acknowledge and audit ourselves, like know what we cannot fix, things that we're not having control on. Again, it's not about having the control freak thing, but it's just more of like, we can't fix what we don't name, like I said earlier, right? Identify what's draining us. What's draining you.
Mhm.
I know what's draining me, but is it the volume of work that we're having? Is it the volume of interactions? Is it the lack of control, like I just said earlier? Is it a toxic environment, or is it perhaps a lack of reward, right? And then when you identify those things, I always think about like, okay, I've got these things written down. It's important to write things down. Then how do you reset it, right? Like, and it's not just saying, oh, I'm going to go to sleep and I'm going to do this. And it's like sensory rest, right? Silence, social rest, time away from people, and mental rest, right? I think that is key. Like, we do a lot of stuff on social media. We'll scroll, we get a lot of things that are going to us electronically email. We're like, oh, I got to be compelled to read it. I don't want to miss out on this. Then I think establishing one thing I do, I think I'm still having to get better at, is establish non-negotiables, right? A couple of things that are off limits for work or stress, that I still battle today, right? I do not check email after a certain time, even though I still do it depending on if I'm expecting something, right? Or I'm excited about something. Or, I think this is something I do well. I'll go outside and get some air, walk around, just de-stress, kind of like to shake it around, right? But then we rebuild ourselves. And I don't know if you do this or have tried this, but micro wins, right? If, getting burnt out and I'm seeing like there's big goals, yes, we got to get it done, but focus on the tiny things. But I'm not saying do what's easiest first. You know what I mean? I'm talking about what is manageable, but then rebuild back, but know that I have to get back to some of the most critical things I might have missed, right? So it's always like spending time, but I think the last thing, my opinion, is seek that external support, right? A lot of people don't like to talk to people. We talked about the mental health side of it and burnout. Like, I'd reach out to you, I'd reach out to people if I'm feeling stressed because, hey, that's how close I am, or the trust factor.
Well said. Well said, absolutely. If you notice anything, again, small changes lead to big results sometimes. Like you said, control what you can control, but also do not keep it to yourself. If you notice something, whether it's in your personal circle, in your work circle, say something, flag it. Those people care about you, no matter how much you believe they want to accomplish the goal, hit the target, have a good Christmas. They care about your mental health first and foremost, anything else. So take care of yourselves first and foremost.